Hi guys, Steve here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to get great looking graphics and a high frame rate on Cyberpunk 2077. For best results you'll need an Nvidia RTX graphics card, a 20 or 30 series. But if you haven't got one, I'll show you at the end the settings to lower. And the new AMD cards will be getting better driver support later, so I can't test that now. I'm on an old computer, and I've been playing and live streaming Cyberpunk for the Let's Play series at the same time, so that's taken up a lot of resources. But I've still managed to get the game to look great at a high FPS. This is my computer's spec, and the newest part of it is a 2080 Ti at the bottom. Let's go into settings and select graphics. I'm going to start from the top and work our way down, and turn off film grain as I don't like that, I like a nice clear picture. Then turn motion blur off, as that really strains your GPU. It takes up loads of resources and you can do without it. In the advanced section I'm leaving them as default, and that's everything maxed out at either high or ultra. Now if you've got an RTX card you'll be able to have ray tracing on, and have ray tracing reflections and shadows on, with a ray tracing lighting on ultra, but I'll probably be able to get that as psycho as well. Now to be able to do all this, your most important setting is in the resolution scaling, and that's to have DLSS on, Deep Learning Super Sampling, which basically means it renders the image at a lower resolution, say 720p, and upscale it to the higher one you've selected, like 1080p, and fills in the blanks, smooths everything out, and then sharpens up the image. DLSS 2 works really well. It looks really close to the native resolution, just with some anti-aliasing on top. I've picked quality to make it look the best, but if your system struggles you can put it down to balanced or performance. If I turn DLSS off, the image looks sharper, but with all these high settings on, especially via ray tracing, and me streaming Cyberpunk at the same time, my computer struggles to run it. If you try and turn on dynamic or static fidelity FX, it turns off DLSS, so I'd leave those off, because you really need DLSS to give you the biggest performance boost. I'll go to a nightclub to show you one of the best examples of ray tracing. Here in the puddle you can clearly see the people next to it, plus the background behind them. Here DLSS is on. Keep an eye out for all the light and mirror reflections. You can see the reflection in the water on the metal grate in front of us. With blue light reflecting off the floor, and reflecting the people standing on it and everything around it. The same glass floor panel is around the edge, and here it's perfectly reflecting the Afterlife logo. All the green and blue light reflecting off all the different surfaces is thanks to ray tracing, and this is one of the best games in 2 years that actually show it off well. You do take a performance hit with ray tracing on, as it lowers your FPS, but reflections and highlights from the ray tracing make the game look so much better, and with the help of DLSS, you can run everything almost maxed out and still keep high frames per second. Remember all the light and reflections you're seeing now, because I'm going to turn ray tracing off to show you what it looks like if you haven't got an RTX graphics card. With all the lights reflecting off the different surfaces, it makes the place look a lot brighter and more realistic. Okay, we're in the graphics settings again, and this is if you haven't got an RTX card. Turned off film grain, depth of field you don't really need. Lens flare, don't need that so much either. The main settings you want to lower are the shadow ones, as they always take up a lot of performance. Start by lowering all the shadows by 1 increment. It'll still look okay, and lower shadow quality is not as noticeable as, say, texture quality. You can get away with lower reflection detail. Mirror quality, lower that as well. Level of detail, I'll leave that on. Alright, ray tracing, turning that off, as if you haven't got an RTX card you won't have that anyway. And DLSS will be off as well if you don't have RTX. Let's see what that looks like. As you can see it's a lot duller and less vibrant. The graphics still look fine, but an RTX card and the lighting it gives makes it a lot better. You get blurred light and reflections on the ground, but it's not working as a mirror, you don't get to see any detail. Quickly show you around, and turn RTX on to show the difference. That'll be a good position. Look at the lighting and floor now. And that's it with the settings I usually have it on. Ray tracing on, get to see all the lights and reflections. I turn the ray tracing light on to psycho mode, see if that makes any difference. Could you see any? Not much. So like I say guys, if you've got an RTX card, turn DLSS on and you should be able to get a ray tracing light working okay with high FPS. But if not, keep turning down your settings until you can actually play it. It's going to be harder for you if you don't have an RTX card, but you still should be able to get it playable. If this video is helpful for you, please like, subscribe, click the bell notifications and all, and share it with your friends. There's links to other videos at the end. Comment on what you would like to see. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again. Goodbye.